All right, guys, in this video, we're going to just go over some basic things in Photoshop. So if you don't know where to find your Photoshop, click on the window here. You should see it in the list over here. It should say Adobe Photoshop. You can also go into the search bar here and type in Photoshop. You'll see it's right there. And so let's go ahead and click on that. Now, as it's opening, you can go ahead and right click on the tab here. And if it's not pinned to your taskbar, you can pin it there. The nice thing is it's right there. You can just click on it there next time, nice and easy. So here is Photoshop. Right now we're looking at the Learn module. What we're going to do is we're just going to make a new document. So we can go over here and just go File New, or we can hit Create New. And it's going to give us some dimensions. Now we want to make the width of our document 11 inches. See, we have inches here. Make sure it's, if it's on pixels, switch over to inches. So 11, and then our height's going to be 8.5, and our resolution is going to be 150. That's basically the dimensions of a piece of paper. So we'll hit create, and here we go. Now we're starting off with this white document. Let's go ahead and add some color to the background here. So over here in our toolbar, we're going to go over to the one that we're going to go to the gradient tool. So if you hover over, it'll pop up and show you what the tool is. I'm going to click on that. It looks, it goes from like this black to this gray to white transition. So I'm going to click on this. Then up here we have some more options. So there's these basic ones. It might look like this by its default. I'm not sure. It might be this black to white. You'll see that there's a lot of different options here. You just click on these and let's find one. Just pick a color or pick a gradient. You'll see it's a transition of colors. So it goes from this kind of lighter blue to darker blue. And then we're just going to go ahead and drag over this. I'm clicking and holding down on my mouse, and then that applies the gradient transition to the whole thing. And we can do this at different angles. If you want to keep a straight line, you can hold shift. It's going to make a straight line. Then we've got a nice clean transition without much of an angle. All right, so there we have added our gradient to the image here. Now over here, I want you to take a look. This is our layers palette. So right now we just have one layer. We just have this background one, and we filled it in with a color. I want to go down here to where you see this little plus. We're going to click on that, and now we've added a new layer. Now this layer, it just has this transparency to it. That white with the gray checker means that we have a layer, but right now there's nothing there. So let's go ahead and go to the second tool in our toolbar. This is the rectangular marquee tool. So we're going to click on this, and then we're just going to make a shape. So we're going to go in here and make a shape. So we have made a shape on, and we're on layer one. What we want to do is fill this in with some color. So then we're going to go Edit, Fill, and on this pop-up here, we're going to select Color. So then we're going to get our color picker here, and let's go ahead and you can slide through here and pick all these different colors. You can pick your own color scheme. I'm just going to go with a green here, and then I'm going to click OK, and then OK again, and it fills that area in with green. So we still have this selection up. I want to get rid of this selection. I'm going to go select, deselect. Now, if I go to my move tool, let me show you, we have these two different layers. If I grab this one, I can move this around. Because I put them on separate layers, I can actually move it around. Now, if I had just done it on this background layer, I wouldn't be able to move it around. All right, so now let's go and use the text tool. So down here, we have the letter T, stands for the type tool. So we're going to click on that. We're going to use the horizontal type tool. So that's just kind of a regular typing. And then we're going to click up here, and we can preview. We have lots of different fonts. So I'm going to go through here and find an interesting font. Let's see, or I'll just pick something at the moment. Okay, so I've got something there. So I'm just going to use this text tool, and I'm going to type in, you just want to click here, and it's going to start using the text tool. So I'm going to type in Sedona because I'm going to be adding in a picture of Sedona. So right now, the text tool is activated. You could see I could still be typing in things right now, but I don't want to do that. I can highlight this, and then this is the color of my font. So if I click on that, I can go through my sliders here, and I can pick a different color. You see that it's affecting that as well. I can go over here to, this is the size of the font. So I can pick 72, which makes it bigger. And then once I have it applied, I can hit the check mark. Okay, so that's pretty bright. I don't know if I'm going to be using that color, but there it is. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to add a picture. So I'm going to go File. Now I could open up a picture, but it would open it in a different tab. If I want to open it in this same document, I can go Place Embedded. And then I'm going to scroll through my pictures here, and I'm going to bring in the picture of Sedona that I had in mind. So here's my picture. It's going to come in. It's going to be pretty big. So I want to scale it down a little bit. Okay. And at this point, what I want to do is let's go to the green. And actually, we don't see it at the moment. So let's move the picture out of the way so I can see my box. Okay. I want to make this box bigger. So what I can do is go Edit, Transform, Scale. And then I can make the green box bigger and kind of give it a bit of a, make it like a border. Okay, so we've got that, and I've got my picture here, and I've got my text. And I'm not looking for you to do anything that fancy. We just kind of learned a little thing, so a couple things about Photoshop. Let's actually go back to my text tool. I can highlight this, and this is the color of my text. Let's go ahead and select the color of the red rock there, and that's a little, I like that a little bit better. All right, so pretty basic thing. This is going to be, this originally was the Photopea project, but because we have Photoshop now, let's use it in Photoshop if we still need to complete this. What we did there is we learned about the gradient tool. We learned about making a shape and filling it in. We've learned about how to use the text tool and how to bring in a photograph. So let's say we're done with this one. It's important when you turn in your work, don't turn in a PSD. So what is a PSD? A PSD is a type of file. It stands for Photoshop file. What we want to do is make JPEGs when we're turning it in. If I was going to keep working on this tomorrow, I would just simply go File, Save As, and keep it as a Photoshop document. But I'm ready to turn it in. So what I need to do is in my layers here, I need to go Layer, Flatten Image. So I've shrunk it down. And then I'm going to go File, Save As. And then I want to change from a Photoshop file over to a JPEG. And let's just call this Sedona. And I'm going to save it in my downloads just so I know where it is. Click Save. It asks if it's already there. I'm going to change. I don't want to replace it. So I'll do Sedona 1 and then save. All right, so that's how you complete that project. And this is what you're going to turn in. You're going to turn in that JPEG. So I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with.